Hello! Hello! That's too much fast, Fred.
Hello!
I'm sliding over.
You felt slippery. You felt.
My fingers felt sticky, so I put on
Welcome to
some.
Thomann's Guitars and Basses on that very slippery day where my buddy is back. Well, no, you guys haven't seen the video I shot last week. Wait, sorry, continuity issue. He wasn't here, I shot alone, I felt alone, and now he's back.
Hey!
This is Kris, my name is Guillaume. Welcome everybody. Krenna is here, Deja Voodoo is here, Jeffrey is here,
Eric is
David, Eric, oh my goodness. Hello everyone, hope you're all having a great Monday. Happy Labor Day, it is today, that is true. And look at these best buds. We do be buds.
We do be.
We do be buds. Yeah. Hope you guys are having a great day today, whether it's very early in the morning or very early in the afternoon, depending on where you are. Maybe it's the evening already.
It depends on, Australia, it's going to be pretty
Tell us
late.
what the future is like. I'm curious. So today we're just going to hang out. We're going to answer some questions if you guys have some of those. If not, we can talk about other things. We're talking about full tone just before starting this live stream, so we could go on a tangent here and talk about that. And obviously, the star of the show, Kris.
No.
His pedalboard,
That
Harley
thing
Benton, full almost. Well, the tuner doesn't count really.
Yeah.
How are you doing? We're doing good, Philip. Thank you very much. Oh, you're talking to Krenna, are you? Yeah. I get yeah. How are you? Yeah. Thanks for.
Sorry for disturbing your chat there with our blabbering and stuff.
We're doing good. Thank you. Today we're going to be talking about the Harley Benton dual effect pedals.
Which are pretty new. These came out in August.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Very nice. Very a lot
Colourful.
of good surprises. Yeah. Colorful pedals. Really nice colors too.
Yeah.
I like
You dig
the
this
color.
one, right?
Yeah.
It's weird that the
Shell Pink for life.
The Shell Pink one is the evil twin. It's like a good choice. I love that.
I kind of
diversity.
dig it.
I love it. It's like.
Oh, Jeffrey has. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, let's. Okay. Here's how I suggest we do things. You let me know.
Let
if
me
you
know.
agree with that.
I will agree.
I think as long as people have questions, we should answer those questions, and then when they don't have questions no more, which is bound to happen, then we can just like talk about the pedals and ask it ourselves.
I ask you how you're doing,
and I'll ask you more questions too. That was for you guys. The second was for Krenna. All right. I was joking, Philip. We love you. Thank you. And we're doing good. Okay. No, I'm saying that because Jeffrey was asking, please explain what a wet-dry setup means.
Wow. Do you want to?
And that's a cool question. I'll explain my definition of wet, because there are several definitions of a wet-dry setup, depending on the rig and depending on the era, to some extent. It's
and just the taste.
Weird,
of the
just
playing.
the taste, yeah, that's true. So, one way to do a wet-dry setup is to split your signal chain after your overdrives and your distortions and whatnot, and split that into two amplifiers. And one of those amplifiers is going to get the modulation and time bass effects, so your reverbs, your delays, all of that stuff, and the other part of the other amp, the other part of the rig is going to stay dry, hence the wet side of it, which is getting all the time-based stuff and the modulations and the wobbles, and the dry side that's only getting the dirt and the original signal of the guitar. And that allows you to use those modulations and to use those time-based effects without sacrificing the original attack of your guitar, the original transient, and to have a blend that's a little bit more subtle. That's one way to do it. Kris, can you explain the other way to do it?
Yeah, well, this is like this is a really a traditional wet dry, where you just literally go for clean or dirty sounds through one amp, and the other gets all the effects, what you would traditionally call an effect, whether it's a tremolo, a chorus, a delay, a reverb, or a mix of all of those. That's a really nice way of doing it, because you have all the clarity, as Guillaume told, and you can mix in the amount of wet, like affected tone, sorry, depending on how you need it in that song or how you feel in that room you're playing in, etc. What's also really cool about this is if you're using phasey kind of effects, or a chorus or like a harmonic tremolo or something, you get a a crazy cool sound that's just more than mixing the effect under your dry sound.
Yeah.
It just sounds so wide because of all the phasing that happens. It's just magical. Sounds awesome. Another way of doing this is that you put like the modulation effects in one of the amps, like chorus or whatever you want to use, and go back somehow to have like a stereo delay or something like this in both amps.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a normal stereo setup where you use two amps and you have like a stereo delay happening. But one of those amps will also get modulation. So you can get crazy about this and make it like super interesting and more than just a literal wet and dry amp setup.
Yeah.
A crucial thing is that you have to split your signal. Yeah, you need to. You need a splitter of any sort, and this should have some sort of a phase inverter and a ground separation function.
Check out the Lely 2 splitter, which is really good quality, really good phase inversion, like clean phase inversion for that kind of.
You need that in many cases because you would have ground noises, buzz or hum or whatever if you don't use that. Not always, but most of the time you will.
Yeah.
And phase is a thing. As soon as you have two amps, it can be out of phase, and then all of a sudden, even though you have two amps on, it just sounds thin and just sort of
depending on the impedance
honky
of the speakers, depending on the rating on the power amp and everything. That's why we don't recommend going either stereo or wet dry through just the stereo out of like a pedal.
Yeah,
that works. And in
lucky.
some cases, like if you use twice the same amp with the same impedance on the cab or that kind of thing, like sometimes it's going to work and it's going to line up just fine, but usually we recommend using a dedicated splitter after that, and once the signal is split, then running it into stereo in, stereo out of your stereo effects if you have some of those. Yeah.
Here's an example. When I use a stereo or wet dry rig at home with my amps, I usually don't need any of those. I don't have hum, and those amps are going to be in phase. It's a Rev and a Miss Boogie, kind of similar wattage and whatever, and it works. But I played a gig at a Thomann live stream concert in the middle of a lake with the Thomann hosts, and I used those two amps, those exact same amps, and I had phase issues. Explain that. And I had to use the Layla splitter, and it was perfect and reliable, and I loved that wet dry dual amp situation. So
awesome.
It's highly recommended using a splitter. That's the only crucial thing that you need to be aware of. Otherwise, it's just literally splitting your signal, and that split is really good to split your signal as well. Like it has that very important feature as well.
Yeah.
And from one of the outputs, you go straight into the dry amp after dry pedals, and the other output goes back into your pedal board with, goes all through the rest of the effects, and that's really it. It's easier than you think. You just have to consider the fact that phase issue could be something to be aware
just
of.
keep that in mind, and then you can experiment. We've had some more people coming in. Walid is here. Salut Walid. Robert is here. Rax FX. We have. Simon, I'm always struggling with the Polish maybe, because I never know if Simon? It's like.
Okay, that's
true. Do you
remember
Christoph from the shop? Always correcting that pronunciation on me, so I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher it. But hey, hope you're doing good.
Krzysztof. I think it's Krzysztof.
Yeah, there's something with a J.
Something like that. Yeah. Not easy.
More questions. Ken, a really interesting question on headphones. We'll definitely get to that.
I've seen one with tremolo.
Yeah, that one's pretty easy to explain. The difference between tremolo and vibrato. We can get a vibrato pedal as well.
I can already show the tremolo, and maybe you can grab a vibrato.
Yeah.
Do we have a vibrato here?
The demonstration is coming soon. The explanation is that a tremolo modulates the volume, whether it's an optical trem where it's going to modulate the volume, or harmonic trem where it's going to modulate the volume of the phase only. And a vibrato is a pitch modulation. So it modulates the pitch of the notes you're playing, and I'm going to go get one of those.
Let me try to manually
show the trem, and I'm going to find a
This is
vibe.
Me simulating a tremolo with my guitar. So Oh, and that's a scratchy pot. Hey, baby, you need to. I haven't been playing this guitar for a week, and look what happened.
Yeah, it's
You
a
should
tele.
never stop playing your guitars. So,
It's a tele.
that is a tremolo. Let me turn the delay off. Then a vibrato is. Thanks, man. I might even open this guitar and clean that pot. And a vibrato is something like this. Wait. Which is the pitch of your note that gets modulated up and down, like literally sharp and flat. That's a vibrato. So that's a pretty simple thing to explain, but the sound difference is pretty impressive. That's the Warhorse Audio M1, which definitely will have both, right? Yeah, the vibe is the vibrato.
Yeah.
Does it get enough juice? Ah, yeah.
It's starting.
Yes.
It's
a computer.
The computer's booting.
Yeah. With the depth.
Yeah.
Maybe make it slower. So that is a vibrato, and here's a delay. No, here's a tremolo.
And here is a harmonic tremolo.
Ooh. And some drive. Yeah,
And
so
some
with the
drive.
harmonic tremolo, you have a phasey kind of situation.
Because it modulates only the volume of the phase image
Yeah,
that's
like
created.
of the wave.
Yeah.
And it's just a more subtle, sweeter kind of tremolo. It's weird that it's called harmonic vibrato.
Harmonic-
You call it sometimes
Yeah, it's
that, but
harmonic vibrato, harmonic
technically it's a tremolo. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's a phaser. And
Yeah.
at the same time, it's a univibe, because the univibe does basically the same thing, just a little bit differently. It's
With the light bulb.
yeah,
Which, yeah.
all of those
Yeah.
are basically modulations of the phase, which impacts the volume,
The wobble.
of the of
The type of
effect.
wobble.
And same for the
Yeah.
Doesn't harmonic do this? With the
yeah. That's why there's no technical volume dip, but it's still perceived as like a volume dip because
Because of
every
the phase thing,
is
yeah.
compensating with the other side of a. But you're right. You're right. If you have more technical questions, ask Phil directly.
Or our other guy, Timu, who can probably also answer.
Harmonic trem.
Ooh, trem. I have some TPS vibes now. In phase, out of
So
phase.
we
what
don't
was
have
it?
a whiteboard. Okay, so Kenal, just to go back on your question, because that was really interesting, talking about headphones. Personally hate playing with headphones, has to be guitar speaker, at least studio monitors. What are your thoughts on this, guys?
I
Kris?
feel you. I totally feel you. I have a couple of ways of using a headphone in my home setup where I usually play, practice, etc., record my videos, etc. I do not love any of those headphone
Yeah.
sounds. I like them, but I do not love them.
Yeah.
I can go out of the Captor X is headphone out, which works really well and it sounds really nice. But then if you go through even just near field studio monitors, any sort of, you know, full range speakers, it just feels more real compared to headphone outs. And same thing with the aux. Same thing if I just record like mic my setup and go out of the audio interface. Headphones just sounds, that's the most realistic sound, by the way, but still it's just too close. It just doesn't feel right. You can get used to it, and I know people who feel really uncomfortable without headphones. I'm the opposite, probably because of all like our life experience.
It's
like
for sure,
playing guitar with an amp
it's a habit.
just makes you feel a certain way about a guitar amp in a room compared to headphones.
I have two thoughts. First of all, a lot of you guys, I see Rax Effects, but also my way, were talking about the headphones themselves, and I have to agree that makes a gigantic difference. Mao was saying DT770 Pro. Absolutely agree. Yeah. I use those as well, and I love them to death.
They have a good
Rax
mid-range.
Effects was using Thomann
headphones.
ADH30. Really good headphones as well. So first off, yeah, the quality of the headphones is going to make a difference. The second thing in my mind is it's just a reference thing. So like when I use headphones to record at home, which I do regularly, not as if I can avoid it, I will, because it's a feel thing more than a sound thing. So like if I record with the headphones or if I record with the monitors, the sound in the end, in the DAW, is going to be the exact same sound. It's the same pedals I'm sending through the same amp, same thing. And I made it and I dialed in my IR to make sure that when it comes out and I post that video on Instagram or on YouTube or whatever, it sounds like I want it to sound. To play with,
it's a different situation.
It's a weird mind game of telling yourself that what you're hearing while you're playing is not what...
Not an amp's sound.
It's not going to be the final result either. It's going to sound different, whatever platform you play it on. And so for me, the comfort that I find in it was knowing that, yeah, it sounds like that in my ears, and it's okay. It's an okay sound, and I'm fine with it, and I can play with it. But I know it's going to sound better once I'm done with it. And it's there's a little bit of that. I think it mostly affects the feel of the playing and the response that you're getting, rather than just a final product, which is probably not going to vary that much.
Yeah. It's again an important question. Where would you want to listen to your playing like that, like your headphones? Because if you're recording, you know exactly what you want to record. You just want to nail that take and don't want to make mistakes and want to give it all you have. Headphones are absolutely fine, and you're gonna love it actually, because it's a very direct sound and experience, and you get every little nuance. So it's really nice. But if you want to get inspired by your guitar tone, that's where people start disliking that kind of experience. I certainly do, and you as well, because it just cannot be a substitute for a really nice and loud guitar amp in that room you're sitting in. It's just a very different experience. And if you need to feel inspired to improvise, for example, or write new stuff, or just enjoy yourself like a lot, that's where you really have to find that kind of gear situation where you feel comfortable with headphones, and a very good point, the right headphones. It's not always the most expensive one that works best. I definitely double the DT770 Pro, the Barodynamic. I also like that for guitar a lot, because those headphones have crazy amount of mid-range and not a lot of rumble at the bottom, like not a lot of bass, which is way more natural, because a guitar rig will never have that kind of a hi-fi low end that really expensive or like super hi-fi sounding headphones will give you. So that always annoys me if I have too much low end, that it just sounds so fake, right? It's for clean guitar, it's nice, but as soon as you have a drive pedal on, it's like, it's not a guitar sound, it sounds like I don't know, too much bass, too much treble. So finding the right headphones helps, definitely.
Don't set up your sounds with them, but then learn to sort of be okay with the fact that okay, it is a concession, and right now you're doing it for quiet reasons or whatnot, but if you're comfortable with the headphones that you chose, it's really not a bad experience at all. I mean, at least you learn to be okay with it.
And also, for some weird reason, maybe someone can explain me why this is, if I go out of a certain effect unit, out of its headphones out, I always find that tone superficial, like what is it? Is it superficial? Like not
superficial.
like artificial. That's the one.
Artificial.
Artificial. And
Yeah.
if I go with XLR cables into my audio interface and plug my headphones in there, it sounds
Makes
just
a
a bit
difference, yeah.
more real. I
Same.
don't know why.
Even with the D20,
Might
I
be
never
the
plug the
impedance, or I don't know. It's weird.
Sometimes it's that. Sometimes I even more so with interfaces that do run like a certain type of like preamp with a
Maybe it's the
you're
headphones
getting
preamp,
like a
yeah.
different coloration and everything. But
Might
yeah,
be,
no, I absolutely agree as well.
Yeah. It's a very complicated subject, and there's no like
It do
one
be-
right way to do it. It needs to fit your expectations of guitar
I
tones.
can't get that mind connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only just get the minor. It's just it's a state of mind thing.
Okay.
Quality headphone amp can make a difference too. Yeah, that's why plugging into the interface makes it different from just like the headphone out as whatever device you're using for it, whether it's a like a captor or like directly built into the amp,
Or like a
kind of
multi-effect,
thing,
or
yeah.
Pooling just says pushed air. Totally. It's. I might be one of those dinosaurs. I mean,
You are.
I know you are on the same page. A really, really loud, like 110 dB loud guitar amp, not in your face because that's gonna make you go deaf, but on the side and just really loud in a bigger room. That's the coolest thing.
I filmed a demo of that amp last week, and then I filmed like another shorts video, and I think those are coming like next week or something.
Guillaume's discovery.
That's my new favorite like studio amp.
VHD. What is it? It's just D50 or 50?
Yeah, D50.
It's
a Dumble Overdrive Special inspired amp. More than inspired. It's
it's very close probably to that kind of.
It's very close to the patents, I'm guessing. But yeah, just phenomenal sounding amp and very, very loud. Like
at 50 watts.
Yeah, but 50 watts on half the volume, and I was constantly between 115 and 125 dB, and through a 212, and
it's not good. Yeah, it's good, but it's not good for you.
It was so good. I was buzzing the rest of the day, but worth it. Absolutely worth it.
Protect your hearings, people. Protect your hearing.
Yeah. No,
don't do that.
Yeah, push there is a different feel for sure. Waza headphones, never tried them personally.
I would love to try those, yeah.
Because those went hard as well the second they came out. For good reasons, I'm assuming, like headphones that are made for guitar like that. Just, it can only sound good.
Here's a good one.
We can see the amp now, by the way.
Oh, they can see the amp now. Okay, yeah, that's the amp that you guys will see like a full video demo next week or the week after that, but very soon, as well as a short or two.
I was on vacation and Guillaume just sent me a video file, like, dude, check this out, and just put down the phone and just started rocking it. And I was like, okay. Even through phones, it just sounds so good.
And like volume, everything, just everything at 12. Everything at 12 o'clock, and that was just
Yeah, I can
phenomenal.
confirm. Now I've heard it in person,
So
and
I gave up on pedals, guys. I'm really just using the different channels on the amp, and I have the Flint in the loop for reverb and harmony trem, because that's all I want and that's all I need.
In case you felt like Guillaume is our boy with, being, a pedal guy, don't trust him. Don't trust him.
I gave up. No pedals anymore. Sorry, Mick. Sorry, Dan. Sold my board and everything on it. No, I'm kidding.
That's not true.
I'm kidding.
That's a good question, actually. I love Lamp 22. Do you have any opinions on the Isle of Tone pedals that cost $1,400 plus?
They're good.
why they cost that much? Yeah, well, it's a classic situation on the market. If you just make a few products, and a lot of people want to own them, they are ready to pay more than the other one because they don't want to wait for that anymore. So prices go up. The same thing with the Klon pedals. They're just, I don't know, 1,000 or whatever Klon pedals.
Any fuzz that Joey Landreth uses,
that's also
it's
true.
bound to happen with it. Like it was the same with the Dan Drive fuzzes.
Yeah.
Phenomenal pedals. Isle of Tone, same. Sound-wise, they're good.
One of the best.
They're
definitely.
really, really good pedals. Can you spot it on a recording between that and like a
Depends on the person, I guess.
Keeley Fuzzbender, or like even like something like the Pandora, the VS Audio Pandora,
yeah.
like, you know, sort of not modern take on classic circuits, because they are just technically just the classic circuits. Like the Pandora has a boost on top of it, but otherwise it's a fuzz.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there, you know, you can get really picky about like what components do you use, point-to-point soldering,
for sure.
You know, versus
And
SMD and just normal point. What is it? Through whatever.
through components compared to
Yeah, so you can really go crazy on that. And if you are the player and you tune your ears and your fingers to spot the differences, you will spot differences.
For sure.
If it's worth that kind of hype for everyone, definitely not. You need to be that kind of person who appreciates little nuances of like, what if I turn that volume knob on the guitar 1 millimeter?
Yeah.
What happens? Because every fuzz will sound different and react different to something like that. What if I use it with this amp or that amp? And these are those moments where you really spot the right fuzz pedal for you. Because this
100%.
craziness is really just, the clone is a unique thing, is the unicorn. Otherwise, you will have these crazy hypes and prices with really unique fuzzes.
Yeah.
Mostly because it's such a simple circuit, and the slightest tweak or component swap will change everything about how that pedal reacts
Also,
to your playing.
Isle of Tone, Grenell's right, they're from Austria, that's right.
Yeah,
and,
well, it's a mix. I said not like some of the guys are German, I think, but I think they're based in Austria, in Salzburg, I think.
But the thing they did, and that kind of put it out of control as well, because, you know, we're talking about super high-end fuzzes, and you can get those for anywhere between, I want to say 500-600, you know, already like high-end prices, of course, you know,
300
what you're paying
to 600
for.
is where most of these sit. Yeah.
Exactly, and like, again, top-notch quality fuzzes, point-to-point soldering, like everything handmade, enclosure included, like everything. But what they did is that they didn't sell it at a price.
No.
They put it on eBay for €1.
Yeah.
And then people
Exactly.
decided what the pedals were
That's
worth.
crazy. They are not saying like, we will sell this for $1,500.
Exactly.
It's like, no, here it is. You know, pay whatever you feel like.
Exactly.
That's
and
what
then
people want to pay for it.
People drive the prices up until someone wins, and that's an auction. And like, it's so smart. They're not overpricing their stuff. They're just like making very few of them. They're excellent. They have a bunch of good friends, a bunch of really killer players, whether it's on Instagram or on YouTube or touring artists. It's like, you put that pedal in Matthew Scott's hands on YouTube. You put that into Joey Landreth's hands. You put that on Instagram, Leonard or Sasha or any of those guys. And obviously, it sounds absolutely incredible.
Ridiculous,
But
and also those guys will go and create custom knobs for
or
hunt like vintage Marshall knobs and put them on those pedals.
It's
like
a different level of exclusivity, and you're paying for that too.
It's like a luxury item. Like, you don't question why a Rolls Royce will cost that money.
Yeah,
it just costs that money because, you know, reasons.
So they're good.
You can get a really good car for, you know, 1/10 of the price. But it's not about that. It's about the exclusivity.
Exclusivity, yeah, no, absolutely, and they're incredible altogether. But if you want a good fuzz pedal, and you
don't
want to
need
drop $150
bucks
on it, the Keeley Fuzzbender, the VS Audio Pandora, the Haunted,
Alpha Haunt.
Alpha Haunt.
Yeah.
The
Also,
solid gold effects, phenomenal.
One of my
fuzz.
favorite, the Vintage King, the Caslater one, which is silicon fuzz, super versatile too. So there are so many others which are really, really good. You know.
For sure.
Also small makers, Killing Floor, etc. There are some
Killing Floor,
you know,
obviously.
hidden gems where you can discover. If you're into these kind of things, get on Instagram, because you will, you know, you will find those who play these, and you'll figure out stuff and find brands you never heard of, and those are fun. One-man businesses, and, you know, just really tiny businesses, which is fun to have. The opposite of that is this pedal board, which is not a one-man business.
Well, I made
I
assembled it myself.
Yeah, well, that's true. I'm not sure though if we have any.
Oh yeah, we have a couple
questions.
more.
I've seen quite a few.
Mauer was asking about Lefty DIY kits. They are coming.
Ooh, are they?
Are
Do
coming.
you have confirmation?
I have confirmation that they are working on them. 2023, I cannot say. I know that they want it to be an option, and by they I mean purchase managers, manufacturers, all of that stuff. So hopefully in the near future we'll have something. But I know it's a conversation. It's not something that's just completely unrealistic.
Jai or Yai, namaste.
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 And Frankie boy, there's a party here. Hi people.
Did you send him pictures of your new pedal? Oh wait, no, you put the video out already.
The video's out.
Yeah, the video's out.
Yeah. Nice. I've seen some. Biohazard BHZ. Kris, is it worth upgrading pickups from a Squier Affinity tele to Mojotone ones? It is not my main guitar. Yes, because it might become your main guitar.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Mojotone pickups are some of the best aftermarket pickups I've ever played. Shout out to them, because whether it's Chris's Bellflower, my Les Paul, and I'm building a bass right now.
Or my ES330
Or his ES, yeah.
with the humbuckers.
Mojotone all the way. Like, you cannot go wrong. If it's in a Squier Affinity, whatever, if the budget is fine with you, like if it's a decent upgradable budget, go for them. Like, without a shadow of a doubt, take that. Their harness, like their capacitors are so good.
Yeah,
everything is just top-notch quality. Cannot recommend them enough.
Yeah, that's one thing. If you want to swap the pickups in an affordable guitar, it's worth taking a look at the electronics as well. Not just the pickups, but like the pods, the capacitor, the switch, everything that sort of can be of low quality or like basic quality, let's put it this way, because those are fine and they work.
For sure.
But if you really want to upgrade the tone of the guitar, it's so much more liveliness and dynamics you can get out of a guitar if you take care of both parts, like the pickups and the rest
To me,
of the
it's 50-50. If I'm upgrading a guitar, 50% of it is in the pickups. The rest is just, even if you can't afford the harness because you pay for the service as well and it comes pre-soldered and all of that. And it's really awesome. If you can get it, go do that, because then there's no questions asked. If you can't, a pair of CTS spots, a switch, and a bunch of braided good quality cable, and a capacitor.
Which costs cents.
That's all you need, and you can get CTS and like an orange drop capacitor or something like that. And maybe total you're gonna pay 25 or 30 bucks instead, and it's worth everything.
The cheapest effective upgrade of a guitar's tone, the electronics. And the pickups are the most expensive parts of the electronics. They do change a lot as well, obviously, so definitely worth it.
That was my next question. Treble bleeding, etc. It can be. It can be. I mean, for me, treble bleed is mostly on a humbucker type of situation. I have it on my Strat. But that's. I don't think it's a like set and forget type thing. Like the treble bleed mode is something that you need to play the guitar first to see if that's necessary. At least in my opinion, because teles.
Nope.
No. Usually
50s wiring on this one, no treble bleed, and it's literally like this is high gain, and I go back with the volume, and you'll see it doesn't get dull at all. It's whatever. One more. So it's not necessary on a tele. Les Paul might be a thing, definitely, and on Strats as well, but that's very personal. I know Mick from that pedal show doesn't like it at all, never has a treble bleed. You also don't? You moved it? Or you have it in your Strat?
No, I don't actually. Wait, do I?
One of your Strats definitely had it. I'm not sure if it was
I put the Hot Rod Strat, I put the treble bleed because of the humbucker and because the capacitor is more suited to the humbucker than the lipstick pickup, so I was getting like some variations in it. So I tried a bunch of stuff and that seemed to work for me. My Strat, the more I think about it, the more I don't think I do, but maybe I do. I honestly don't know anymore. It's I put it on my Epiphone, the P90 Epiphone. I did that on that one, and that changed a whole lot, as well as the electronics. Again, Mojotone, shout out. So just start with the harness and the pickups, or start with good, you know what I mean, harness, or just good components in general, and the pickup set, and then see if you know there's more that you could do to keep that tone alive when you roll the volume back.
Yeah. It also depends on the rig you have, on the overdrive pedal or the amp, if that's overdrive.
Everything matters except for the wood.
Yay! And also if you use fuzz or not, because if you're using fuzz face type silicon fuzz or even germanium fuzz, those will clean up, like those will get super sparkly anyhow if you just go back with the volume. So for example, if I play my Strat, which has a treble bleed mod, and I have the volume open and I play it, I love it. And if I go back with the volume on the guitar, because of the treble bleed mod going into the fuzz, it just gets super tinny and like bassless and like way over the top. So I don't really use those fuzzes with my Strat because it's just annoying. It's not a match at all.
So I don't think mine
with
has
this
it.
tele,
Because
I don't
mine
have it.
doesn't do that.
You see, and this tele doesn't have it, so I can use it with any fuzz pedals, and it will just have that nice sparkly kind of clean tone with those fuzz face type circuits and whatever. So it really depends on your rig, on the type of overdrive or fuzzes you use, and
yeah, for sure. Funky Boy was asking if I had Fender's own treble bleed thingy or just a resistor and a cap. Now I doubt that I have. I doubt that I have anything except for the Cruise mod, which is a blend of my neck pickup or bridge pickup with the second tone up. So I have a master tone, and this one I can blend in to get like the tele spacing type of thing.
I love how you put that. Tele spacing.
Yeah,
it's,
it's not the same thing, but it's
a really good tone.
Close. You know,
yeah.
It's kind of funky in that way.
Yeah.
I might just DM you on Instagram and open it up because I've never changed anything to the insides of my Strat. The only thing I did was put some contact cleaner.
Cannot believe that. He has a guitar he never does.
Contact cleaner, and I think I cleaned the pots a couple of times and like tightened the jack output or something like that, and that was it. I never changed the thing on that guitar, so I don't even know what's in there. I trust that Fender put the things that I ordered in the guitar. No, I think it is. We actually opened it together a couple of times, my Strat.
Maybe.
Yeah, just because you were cleaning. I think once you were cleaning the pots.
Yeah. There you're right. You're right. Yeah.
And I just wanted to check that there were actually Josefina pickups. So I actually just like peeked for the signature, and then it was like, okay, what did I pay for? And they were good. Thank you, Fender.
Nice,
but you know.
Nice. Oh, jeez. Mark B is here from Texas. Oh, wow, it's early. Good morning.
7-4, hey, early bird.
Wow.
Super simple to do. Yeah, treble bleed mods are really not that hard. You wrap up the legs of a capacitor and a resistor together, and you put down the tone knob.
Or, if you want to go even more subtle, I only have a capacitor in my Strat and in my Les Paul as well. On the neck pickup, volume of the neck pickup, I have a treble bleed, but not on the bridge pickup. Yeah. And I have the same super cheap Gildo, I think it's branded Gildo. You'll find it in the Thomann shop. It's the one that's meant for treble bleed, and I don't have any resistor. They're just that capacitor, and it's so subtle, so natural. I just seen a comment, someone asking me like what kind of treble bleed I have in my Strat, because it sounds so balanced and natural. It seems to work on Les Paul with a humbucker and on a Strat with single coils equally good. So I think it's the simplest and nicest, I don't know.
For sure, it's super easy once you know your way around soldering just a little bit. Like basic soldering skills, anyone can do it. Pooh's asking if I did anything to the blue Strat that I sold to Rich. Yeah, so if you guys have been with us for, what, 2.5 years now, 3 years?
For 2.5,
3 years.
Sure, yeah, probably longer.
I had a blue Strat that I bought in LA at NAMM, and that Strat was already modified. So it was a weird Strat. Such a weird Strat.
Yeah, it's a really good one though.
It was phenomenal. It was one of the best necks that I ever felt. Playing was incredible, so resonant. And inside the Strat were an Eric Johnson custom shop pickup set, and the electronics were all by Emerson Custom. harness.
Emerson. Oh,
Yeah.
great stuff
in
too.
that
Yeah.
in that guitar, and yeah, sound was phenomenal. It was the until I got my Strat, the pink Strat, it was the best sounding and playing Strat that I've ever had in my hands.
It's a Japanese one, right?
It was a Japanese Strat, yeah, like 1991 or two. I think we were almost the same age, and that was also like kind of a factor.
How
when
can
I
you
saw
sell
it.
a guitar like that, dude?
I know, I sold it, and so yeah, I sold it to Rich when I got my custom shop because that guitar was just collecting dust. And Rich is a really good friend of mine. If you want to check him out, he's on YouTube. It's Rich Words Music, and he's using it in plenty of videos. And I told him when I sold it, if you ever feel like selling that Strat,
Call me.
Call me first,
Or
because
call
I
Kris.
will, or call Kris, because I will buy it back from you if finances allow, obviously. So I didn't do anything, but plenty of things were done to that guitar. It's a phenomenal one.
We were talking about electronics quite a lot. Myoglify asks or writes, I switched pickups to EMG 8185, but didn't change switch or capacitors and electronics. Would it make a difference for them too to change electronics? It very much depends on what kind of pickups you had in the guitar prior to the EMGs. Because if it was an active pickup situation, like you had whatever, like same with Duncan's, or I don't know what the guitar is, but could be maybe like the Harley Benton, the whatever, what's the brand? Roswell active pickups, whichever active pickups you had in there, you already had everything kind of in the right ballpark, which is going to be a low impedance 25K volume and tone pod and the fitting capacitor. And in that case, you're fine. Just leave it as it is. But if you had passive pickups in there and you swapped the pickups to these new active ones, the EMGs now, you should definitely use low impedance pots and the fitting capacitor. The switch is fine. You don't need to worry about the switch. But it just changes everything about those active pickups if you have like 250 or 500K pots in there right now instead of what should be in there, which is a 25K. So make sure to read if you see anything written on the pots, like the bottom side of the pots inside. If it says 25K, you're good. If it says like 250 or 500K, do change them, please. You'll see why. It just opens
Guitar
up
Tech
everything.
Kris, right
Sounds
there.
good. Way better than.
As it's also a Harley Benton oriented live video, I have a question suggestion, said Walid.
Will it?
Harley Benton's killing it with the Fusion 3 and its specs. I think there's a huge market to grab with the V and R shaped guitars. Okay, we'll tell Mr. Benson,
Benson.
Mr. Harvey.
Orny Benson.
Harvey
Benson. Yeah.
That there's a I mean, obviously so far I think it's being revamped in different not under the Fusion line, but on the there were some things with the Amarok came out as like ST style. But I know a lot of the more extreme ones are being revamped with EMG pickups and coming out under like a bit of a higher spec sheet type of thing. I don't know if there's any Fusion plans for those guitars. There might just be their own categories, but it's not unrealistic to imagine that they're going to incorporate some of the same features in them, like the stainless steel frets and that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
For sure.
As soon as you see very similar specs on other models, regardless of the shape, the name, the whatever, roasted necks and stainless steel frets and whatever, maybe it's already written in there that's made in I think in Indonesia, right?
Yeah.
Is that right? It might probably be built in the same factory, so it's pretty much the same. Well, quality level, I guess, whether it's called Fusion or not. I think the Fusion name, at least I don't have any first-hand information, but I think that is just that kind of traditional T or S-type shape with a more fusion-y, rock, jazzy, kind of more modern, spec list, like humbuckers or, roasted necks and all that kind of stuff. So it's a little more refined take on classic style guitars, and I think they've become really unique. They started off as like
For sure.
very similar guitars to like well-known models and brands, and now they just go in every direction with all kinds of finishes and pickup configurations, everything. I really dig that kind of vibe, especially for whatever 300, 400.
Tommy, is it just me who likes that couch? No, we like it too. It's
Pretty
very comfortable. Are Rosewell pickups a Thomann OEM brand? I don't think so.
No,
They're being used in a ton of other brands as well.
Yeah, I've seen them all around, and you can actually purchase. They have a homepage, I think, and you can just purchase those.
Rosewell pickups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a less known, probably Indonesian. Not really sure about it.
Yeah, Southeast
brand,
Asia for sure.
But they're fine. They're really good. Most of them sound actually really good, and some are just fine. You know? And but they're not OEM.
Headless fusion with full floating Floyd. You like all tuning stability, don't you? Well, I mean, no, technically it's locked on both hands, but like.
Yeah. No, we don't ever tune.
No
headstock ever tune.
No headstock ever. Maybe.
And with the weird frets, you know.
But I'm trying to think. Hey, because like the fusion range on the Strandberg fusion range, they have like a full floating trem, I think.
Yeah.
There's still the locking wheel at the back, but it's still like a full floating trem, like back and forth.
Yeah, they have the fixed one and the floating one. Yeah.
I never thought about it this way for some reason. Right, let's go a little bit over the pedals, shall we? Because we don't have all the time in the world, unfortunately.
That's true. Let's see what we have here. Are these all the dual pedals?
No,
I don't think so, right?
There's still a couple more, most notably one for acoustic guitar, which is a preamp. There's also a looper, like a dual looper, and a bass dedicated preamp and gain drive section. Those are most of the, I think there's another drive that's not on there because it's not in stock right now. But most of the electric guitar dual effect pedals are here. We've got 3 dual drives.
Yes, which is the Evil Twin, the Good Cop, Bad Cop, and the Tag Team.
Yeah, and we've got 1 drive and trem, which is
the
Twoface, and then trem reverb, which is the split screen, and reverb delay, which is
the Duality.
Yeah.
How should we go on about it? Should I just, I don't know, turn on random things? Or do you guys want to request one of these or all of these?
Yeah, we can, you can go, well, okay, so let's maybe set some things down, most notably what's in the drive pedals.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
They're all takes on 3 different types of circuits. We've got tube screen, we got the green one.
Tube shouter.
We got the blue one, the
breaker.
Blue.
The
green
rule breaker.
Yeah, rule breaker, and the third circuit, which is more of a like
for people who like things tidy. Very tidy.
Obsessive compulsive. Full tone.
This.
Well, no, it's not just that. But yeah, anyways, we got like a wide range, like wide spectrum type of overdrive, a green type of overdrive,
a blue type, and a white type.
Exactly. So what's the Evil Twin?
So the Evil Twin is on its right side, it's a green sound.
It's a green sound.
And on its left side, it's a white sound, which is, well, it says LP and HP on the top. So guess which kind of pedal it aims for, which kind of tone it aims for. And you can stack both sides in both directions. You can choose which way the signal flows, A to B or B to A, or you can flip-flop between them, like have it this little toggle in the middle, then you just go this or cool. That. It's super clever.
I love that feature.
Yeah. Then the next one, the Good Cop, Bad Cop, is on its right side. It's a blue type sound, very black pedal with blue writing on it type sound. And the other is a white kind of sound. Again, a bit more. If you don't know this, what I'm referring to, it's that kind of OCD drive pedal, kind of very amp style.
ODR.
Lots of all the frequencies, kind of sound way more drive than on like a tube screamer type pedal or a blues breaker type pedal. And on the Tag Team, the 2 sides are a green side on the right side and a blue on the left.
So is Good Cop, Bad Cop same topology as the Dualist? No, I'd say the tag
Nope.
team is probably closer to the Dualist because it's got a green side and a blue side.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah. Or the
Uh,
Cassidy Toxic Twins
the
and all
Toxic
those
Twins.
pedals that have a Blues Breaker style side and a Tube Screamer style
Yeah,
side.
that's more more like it.
Yeah. Why don't I just
Yeah, just play
toggle
some
through?
stuff.
Okay.
Keep some reverb and delay
yeah,
in as well,
yeah.
so that we can.
Oh yeah,
hear
and
those.
this the split screen. I'll have the reverb on, and maybe I'll turn on the delay of the Duality. Maybe, maybe not.
Go for it.
Let's go. This is gonna be bypass at the beginning, just clean. This is the D20, by the way, the Rev D20 going into the Harley Benton 2x12 cabinet with V30 speakers, and then I'll just go through a couple of combinations. I start with the Evil Twin, then the Good Cop, Bad Cop, and then the Tag Team.
Someone wants to hear that with humbuckers.
Dude, that is not too bad.
While he's tuning the Les Paul because it's been on the wall for a while, I'm gonna play some guitar.
Some guitar.
Good Cop, Bad Cop?
Yeah. I start with the Blues Breaker side and then the OCD style left side. side is the same of the good cop, bad cop as the evil twin left side. So the only difference between these two is what is on the right side of the pedals. The evil twin has a greener tone. The good cop, bad cop has a bluer tone going into or in front of or behind or whatever the order is of that other side, which is a way bigger amp style tone. Let me stack these two because that's the big difference between the evil twin and the
yes, these sound amazing. Thank you. CG is the Duality reverb and delay. Yes, it is.
Yes. Okay. That is good. I have the best sounding tuner.
I'm just a placeholder. I'm a placeholder. Keep going.
And then the tag team, which has on the right side, same as the evil twin, a green kind of sound, and on its left side, a blue kind of sound, a bluesbreaker style pedal. So this is a mixture of these two, I'd say. And this is a mixture of these two, and this is a mixture of these two, pretty much.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's I'm not sure. Yeah, I can shortly play the right side of the tag team, which is a greener thing, and then the left side, and then I'll stack them because that's again the unique thing about these pedals. If you stack the two sides. Okay. Theoretically, I should love the tag team most because I love that mixture, tube screamer style tone going into a bluesbreaker style pedal or tone or circuitry. And I really like this. I prefer the good cop, bad cop though. I don't know why, it just sounds more familiar to my ears, to the kind of tone I'm aiming for normally. But I gotta say, the Evil Twins mid-focus, super chewy, high gain tone when you stack the sides, that was
gnarly, I think, was Walid's words.
gnarly, yeah, gnarly, totally.
That was really nice.
Nice. You wanna play the effects?
Sure. I could play
the upper row?
I could play some effects.
Then, how do we do it? You just go through my amp, right?
Taking it around.
Okay. So the effects, it's gonna be, well, there's a drive on the right side of the Twoface, a green type drive, and there's a tremolo on the left side. Then the Duality, which is a delay and a reverb, and then the split screen, which is a tremolo and a reverb. Again, there are some circuitries that repeat here, tremolo, tremolo, reverb, reverb, but the combination is what makes these sort of stand out or appeal to some people more than another.
For sure.
Which is really cool, I think. I mean, obviously it makes sense to use a circuit in different pedals. I mean, clearly it's a clever thing to do, but it's also really clever thing and a good thing for the users of these pedals to offer different combinations. Because I do have a couple of pedals which are dual pedals, and I just use one side of it, and I wish it had a different other side, and no one makes it, or no one offers that kind of mixture. And here you really get, it's like pretty much like a pre-produced custom shop where you can say like, yeah, I like a Bluesbreaker style tone, but I don't want to have a screamer in front of it. I want to have a more ampy, like a more gainy thing, and then you have it. So I like this versatility here. Okay, I just toggle through everything. The reverb's on all the time because reasons.
Reverb.
That's the drive side of the Twoface, and then the tremolo. You want to do delay?
Sure.
This is the tape delay setting. I love this. I want to check out the analog. Can you go for it? Nice. All right. So Willett asks if we can remind them of the price. I think it's like 69 euros in Germany. It changes depending on the tax of your country. I think it's around 70 euros here.
Harley Benton, Evil Twin. 78.
78. Sorry,
And
yeah.
Harley Benton.
What's up with the duality and split screen? I never checked on
Duality.
those.
98.
It's-
Okay, so we between, yeah, I'm guessing between 60 and 100 up.
Yeah, yeah, 70-ish up until 100 euros, depending on which model and what kind of pedal is built in.
Actually, there's probably a better way of looking
Then
into it.
Biohazard BHC says tremolo sounds nice. It does. It's a really nice.
It's a really neat like optical trem design because
Mhm.
with the bias all the way down, it almost feels like a harmonic trem. I shot a video with those last week, so there's a little bit more of an in detail
Yeah, yeah.
comparison mostly, but then yeah, so that'll come out soon if you guys.
Biohazard also says, I try to hate this PRS sound every time to convince myself I do not wish to buy it, but I recurrently fail. I feel you, man. It's
All right,
every time I play this guitar, I'm like, this is so good. Why do I keep on forgetting how good it is?
that's very nice. Okay, we're looking at 78 for the Evil Twins, 68 for the Good Cop, Bad Cop, and the Tag Team. Then 79 for the Twoface, and 98 for Duality, and Split Screen is nowhere to be found. Oh, there it is, 88. 88
Okay,
for the
cool.
Split Screen.
Which is reverb and trim,
In
yeah.
post, if you're watching that live stream after the live stream, and it's not live anymore, but it's the future, we'll put a link in the description for all these pedals, like all that
So if you're
range.
watching this in the future, we put some links in the past in the description box,
Yes.
which you can check out right now, like in the present. Confusing. When you hear it from your phone and it sounds good, it's good enough for me, I guess. Yeah, if you can tell through a phone speaker if it sounds pleasing, then it's probably all right. That's always my trick. If I just check out something, like someone reviewing something, and I like the sound through my phone, I will plug in, you know, my near-field monitors or headphones or whatever to really check it out. But if it sounds good already, then it's a really good sign. Poon and Jazz, tap, no tap. Oh my god, CR Flores 76, awesome. Yeah, Deja Voodoo. I used to be into pedals in the early 2000s. Affordable pedals back then were absolute plastic junk. At least there are decent options now.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely agreed.
yeah, yeah.
We got like
The Chris riff, Poo Ninja laughs. That was you. But then you stopped on a major, like, dude. I have chills.
My favorite variation on it is still like.
That's awesome. Which is again major, but it's
That-
an E
yeah,
flat, right? Or
yeah,
an
yeah.
F. It's an F major.
F. It's I love
Nice.
that one.
Yeah. Cool. 69 euros, nice. Yeah, that's the good cup backup, and the tech team as well. I think these two were 69.
Yeah.
Those are German prices, so don't forget about
I
checking.
think they were actually French
website.
prices.
Really?
I'm on the French page, so those are
I'm not
French
surprised.
prices. Walid,
Walid, that's
you
your
have
price.
you have the right info. Everyone else, I don't know, but close
just,
enough.
Just
you
check
know?
on it. Yeah, it's gonna be, you know, at this price point, it might be just a few euros plus or minus depending on the
Yeah.
taxes in your country. But yeah,
I believe after these pedals, we deserve a new challenge with the full Harley Benton stuff.
yes, I'm down for that.
I'm
You
down
go,
for those,
you
yeah.
go for it. No, you go for the super expensive one, and I go full on affordable.
No, we can do like because I think the OG was just the two of us with a Harley Benton rig, and it's the
You
winner,
mean-
and you won that one, and so because you won that one, I was allowed to get like the little
most
bit-
expensive-
No, just a little more expensive.
Just a little, like
Just a little.
15,000 euro PRS,
I was-
and
yeah, 25.
what was it like?
I had like
25K
25k for the rig, yeah. Just one amp, one guitar, and, like
and my
5
full rig
pedals.
was like 1,500.
Yeah.
Like including every patch cable and every pedal and guitar and amp.
Yeah, not even. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
but
honestly, the weakest point of my rig was, and I will admit that, the drive pedal.
yeah,
Which was
for sure.
fine, but it didn't sound like comparable to like way more expensive stuff. It was
Yeah.
just a really nice basic overdrive sound. And if I had any of these drive pedals there, I don't think there would have been such a huge difference recorded. In the room, it's always a different thing. If you ever
Yeah, because I was
played
playing with the stereo, like the magnetone.
the
like,
harmonic tremolo, but in a stereo amp,
You can
like
do
one
whatever.
combo with a stereo power amp, and the 2 speakers get the harmonic
Yeah.
tremolo. Like,
you can do anything you want next to that amp. You're still on there. Like,
it's so ridiculous. Yeah, but still, I would get really close to your recorded sound with
for sure.
these drive pedals.
Is shimmer possible with the split screen? I don't
Nope.
think so.
No.
It's only
They're
studio, church,
Studio,
and plate.
church, and plate.
Yeah.
So no spring reverb, no shimmer stuff. It's fairly traditional, but it gives you 3 very usable options. The plate is really traditional, so I was lying. It's like a regular classic studio reverb sound. The studio is more of a room. Yeah, and it's dampened. It's not too crazy. And the church is obviously
Church
like a
is
really
nice
huge.
for like ambient stuff,
Yeah.
and like you can get pretty
You wanna
creative with it.
you wanna
yeah.
give them some churchy? Oh. Which was a church reverb going into a church reverb at the end. At the beginning, you heard just one unit, like, just this one on. And then I was like,
Why not?
you-
It does.
Why
it
wouldn't
doesn't. What about power source? Are you asking for Harley Benton power sources or like the one we're using right now? Because we're using the Strymon Zuma underneath that board. Harley Benton did come out with a new modular power supply situation, which are based off of the architecture of the Power ISO Pro.
Yeah.
But these are stackable, meaning that you also have an IC out on the power supply, and you can just get like a little IEC extension and link the second one to it. Really good power supplies. I really dig those. That's what's on my personal board as well, and they're really good. And confused about the choice of micro knobs. The full-size one could have fit fine, or is it a problem fitting the full pots inside? It's inside. It's always inside.
Yeah.
If you see micro knobs on pedals, usually on the top enclosure, you'd say, yeah, you've got space for that. Here with the toggle switches, might have been tricky as well, but it's always a circuit thing.
Yeah, and also visual thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure for the drive pedals, it wouldn't have been an issue to put like proper size ones.
With like 3 knobs.
But then if it's a series and you have the same visual throughout the whole range, which is what's happening here, it's just so much cleaner. I don't know, it doesn't really matter for if you just want one of these pedals, but as in terms of a series that's like, designing something like this, I think it's a good call, because if it's a digital pedal or a tremolo, whatever needs more space than another kind of circuit, and it's not really possible, it's just nice to stick to a very clean and sort of regulated visual for all the pedals.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Nice.
And that's also what allows to save cost. On top of the visual thing is like those are all very similar enclosures, and once you change the color pattern on it, you can reuse those enclosures for the rest of the series.
Yeah, of course, it's also a decision in terms of how much does it
as well,
cost to produce these.
If you match the circuit boards to fit that knob configuration.
Think about the JHS 3 series, which is
same thing.
The JHS affordable series, around 100 and something euros. One enclosure, always just 3 knobs and one switch, one toggle, and whatever it is, a delay, a reverb, a drive, a fuzz, it's always the same visuals. It's just the one word and the, you know, if it's a drive
Yeah.
or whatever changes, the rest is the same.
It's
And
hard. That's the only
you
way
can
you
save
make
a lot
like
of money,
a,
and it just keeps it clean. It's nice to have like a very sophisticated design as well.
like
So
a good quality sub $100, sub €100 pedal. That's just the only way. Like
yeah.
making it as standardized as possible, so that cost of production.
And
is
I'm
not
totally
that high.
fine with it because this is a reasonable saving on costs of production,
Yeah.
right? Because you don't sacrifice
For sure.
features or sound, you sacrifice space or like you know, being
Biohazard
uniform.
just put
Yeah.
it in the chat. I'm guessing with the YouTube delay, like just about the same moment, we were talking about exactly the same thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
Is there an EQ for the reverb? No.
There's a tone.
There's a tone.
Yeah.
So
Same thing for the delay. No, the delay doesn't have anything, just feedback, level, time, and the type of delay. If it's
Yeah.
analog, real, which is like a digital delay, or tape. That's it. Nice. I think we went through these pedals
Yeah.
and actually talked about stuff and answered some
questions and-
questions.
and
I
that-
am confused.
We
We
were
never achieve what we
weirdly-
want to.
weirdly efficient today.
We're normally like halfway through what we plan, and then it's like way over time already.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Cool.
I think I need my cable back
Yeah. I'm gonna.
for an
I'm
outro
gonna-
jam.
I'm gonna give that.
Oh,
Reverb still on.
it sounded like a church.
Take me to church.
Yes. Biohazard. Cool hang, says Deja Voodoo. It's so nice to have you guys around.
It always is.
We're stoked, and I'm happy to be back at work. It was just 1 week now, a short vacation, and I it was not a very
Taking a week off to renovate a bathroom.
yeah, it was a lot of work, and I'm actually really tired. Like my body is really tired, and my brain is
He's coming.
super happy
He's
to
coming
finally
back
be
to work to
yeah.
chill.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. He's resting now.
My body is resting and my mind is on 120 you know, miles per hour. So happy to talk stuff again, gear and guitars and whatever. You guys take it easy. Thank you so much for joining in.
Yep.
If you don't mind, you could still recommend whatever to jam over. Maybe a few chords.
No.
Be nice. Be nice.
G.
A G.
Or like E.
A G, a C, and maybe an E minor.
I'm tired too. Like
Don't worry.
in
about
general.
it. Don't listen to him. Don't listen. He doesn't play panels anymore, so his opinion doesn't count.
Okay, yeah, we'll take some recommendations for the outro jam. But if you don't have any recommendation and just feel like subscribing to a channel you're not subscribed to yet, no, there's no time like the present. If I were you, I'd do it now. If you don't like what comes out of it, you can always unsubscribe later. You
It's
know.
less fun
It's
than
less fun,
subscribing,
yeah, for
but
sure.
you know, sometimes it's nice too.
You can also like this live stream so that the mighty algorithm will push it to more people and see how much fun we have around here. Yeah, and we'll see you. D flat. Why
D
do-
minor, don't
why-
worry.
Oh yeah, minor. E minor, A minor, C.
Okay, that's workable. B sharp. Thank you. Boo, you're my man. B sharp. That's just C, honestly. Okay. So in freestyle manners, he starts with A minor, and then C, and then E minor, right?
No, start with E.
To me, the beginning of this lick is on A.
And
3,
my
4,
one.
A.
It's
That's
funny,
my one.
one was on the E.
So weird how ears work.
Okay, I'll do the one with my one on the E, F sharp minor.
That's gonna
No,
be me. I'll
no,
play F sharp minor over
and
his
you are
A minor.
banned from every further and future live stream we make. That's what you get, med. Who?
Yeah.
Same for you. B sharp, not funny.
Why is C? Come on, it's like the easiest. Here's your B sharp.
I don't know. Sharps scare me. L sharp, please.
Sharks should scare you, not
No, all
sharks.
right. But you guys take care. Have a good week. We'll see you on Wednesday in the video and in the comment section. and
Actually, on
we'll-
Thursday. I'm gonna be back on Thursday with, I think, some Stratocaster fun. If I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken. In that case, I'm sorry. But also, Thursday is gonna
see
be a
you.
video. We'll see you
see
there.
you this week, and we'll be live again soon, like next week probably. So, yeah, you take care. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.
It did not go unnoticed. I want you to know that. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You
All
guys
right.
take it easy. Bye bye.
Thank